Alright, so just a little recap on what happened today. Today was our first session for Fire and Fragrance, and we went into the Ohana Court, which is their main worship building, and we started worshiping. And then after the worship, the pastor told us to all get in a group, like a big circle, an outside circle and an inside circle. So I was on the outside circle, and then someone was on the inside, and he wanted to have us practice hearing the voice of God and how he's talking to us all the time and how we just need to listen for him. So I was on the outside, someone was on the inside, and they started circling around and round and round and round. And I closed my eyes. You're supposed to close your eyes on the outside. And the person then would come behind you and they put their hand on your shoulder. And it was a random person, and I was to ask God like a word for them, even though I couldn't see them. So that's what happened. And the first time, we did this twice. The first time there was somebody that was supposed to give a word for me, and they didn't have a word for me then, and I was like getting down because everybody else had a word and I didn't. I felt like I was like, because I felt like the voice of God before in my past was like talking to me, but then I like strayed from it and I didn't want to be part of it. I wanted to do my own thing, you know. So I was like, wow, I feel like I'm forsaken because he doesn't have a word for me. I feel like he doesn't want me anymore. He doesn't want to use me. And so I started talking to God then after that, and the pastor was like, I want you guys to all get in your groups, your family groups, where the ones you live with in your house. So we all got in our groups, and he was like, I want you to ask God what God thinks of you. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know if I'm actually gonna hear the voice of God, because this is like, I thought I was forsaken and stuff. So I got down and started asking God what he thought of me. And what came to mind was a picture of a little girl, and she was just sitting there like hiding, and she's just crying and crying and crying and bawling her eyes out, and she's just saying, I'm not beautiful, I'm not beautiful, over and over. And I just saw her grow older and become a woman, and just still believing that lie that she's not beautiful. And so she searched for what the world thought was beautiful, what the world told her was beautiful, that like sex is what makes you beautiful. That's what she was learning. So she kept going into that and the pornography stuff. And I just saw her in this moment of when she was like having sex with somebody, and just like she's bawling her eyes out, and it's not fulfilling her, it's not enough. And right after that happened, I just opened my eyes and I wrote that down on my journal. I looked around the room and I made eye contact with like a couple of these girls, and they were looking so down. They're all sitting on the ground and just had their heads down. And instantly in my mind, their faces were put in the little girl's face, saying, I'm not beautiful, I'm not beautiful. And it just hurt so bad. And I was just like, what does this mean, God? Like, what do you want me to do? So that's like kind of where it ended. And I was just like, okay, what's up? And the pastor then was like, let's take a break. So we took like a 15-minute break, and during the break, I was like looking around looking for who to talk to, and I saw my friend Parker sitting alone on the other side. So I was like, okay, I should probably just go talk to him, see what's up, see if it's okay. So I walked over to him and sat down, and instantly when I sat down, he's like, bro, what did God tell you? And I explained that God showed me this little girl, and he's like, no way. He's like, God showed me, I really felt like I was supposed to grab the mic and say something to all the girls. And I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy, because I just got this thing for all the girls, you know. I saw them all down and depressed and just thinking they're not beautiful. So like, we feel like this really needs to be said. So we walked over to the pastor, and I just shared like what I heard God tell me, and he grabs my hand. He's like, come on stage. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, come on stage. We're gonna share this with everybody, share this word. And I'm like, no way, like, I don't want to do this, you know. I didn't say this out loud, but this is what I'm thinking in my head, you know. I can't talk to all these people. There's 400 people out there. Like, I don't want to do this. I walked on stage with him, and he hands me the mic, and I share this with everybody. And it was just wild, because a while ago I got prophesied over that I'd be sharing in front of everybody at YWAM. And then, this is crazy. Like, it's all happened in the first 3 days. God's insane.